Hello and welcome back to math tutorials or math episodes. I think this is episode 4 and I'm going to do a bit of 2-in-1 here. Today I'm doing, as my promised, VB. So first I'll start off with the sigma or the summation. So let's run this program. In your own time, you're working earlier. Just take as much time as you need. There we go. So I have this huge text box with scroll. I haven't been able to make it so that you can customize what rule you want. What I have been able to do is you can put in values here and here. So I put 1 to 4, we know it's going to be 10. And it goes 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. So 1 to 100 will be, I think, 5,050? Yeah. 5,050. And if you don't know what sigma is, or summation, then you can go and check out my other videos in the playlist. And also yes, that was it. So with this, the downside of this, actually I'm going to need this so that I can click stop. The downside of this is, say I put 1 to 1,000. That's a lot of working out. That my computer, there we go. And say I put 10,000, look at how slow it loads. Still loading, can't do anything. And what if I don't want to see all these numbers? What if I just want an answer? Look, it's still going. Carrying on. So I decided that you can click here as a little Easter egg, and I was going to put another one where you can just input the values and it just gives you the defined answer through the rules we learnt. Because if we go into the code, bear with me, this is not needed, neither is this, neither is this. And ignore form 2 as new form. So we have the first number, the second number, and the sum. Now they're all being declared as longs, which is a 64-bit integer. So the first number equals 0, the second number equals 0, the sum equals 0. And the rich text box, it was a rich text box, okay, I thought it was just a text box, which is this, is all initialized to initial values, and this is just emptied. So now the first number equals the beginning, the start of the sigma text box, which is this one. The second number is equal to, as you can guess, probably the last. And then we just do a while loop. So whilst the first number is less than or equal to the second number, then we repeat the rich text box equals itself plus the first number, and the sum equals the sum plus the first number, and the first number is going to increase. So let's say we have the first number is 1 and the second number is 3. So we put 1, 1 is less than 3, so the rich text box will display plus the first number, which is 1, but it doesn't do that, does it? Well, oh well. Plus 1, and then the sum is 0 plus equals, no, the sum equals 0 plus 1, so now the sum is 1, and the first number is the first 1 plus 1, which is 2, and then it repeats the process when we reach this end while. And then after that, at the very end, when we get the equal sign, all we have to do is just display equals and then the sum. And I'm not quite sure what this is there for, but apparently it's there. There we go. So that's the summation. I'll just zoom out in case you want to look at the code. I'm not sure if you do. I think that's catching. Yeah, I think you can see that, hopefully. Or I messed up the graphics again. And now we're going to move on to the integrals. Woohoo! I know what I have to do for now adding other things like plus minus numbers and sine, cosine, using rules that I didn't explain, because sine, the derivative of sine is minus cosine and stuff. But here we go. This one works a bit differently, because with the other program, if you don't put any values in, or incorrect values that aren't integers or numbers, then it doesn't like it and it will crash. With this one, still not loading. There we go. So with this one, it does the initial values for you, except for this one, you can't have an initial end value, because it would be infinite, it'd have to be every number. So, initial value, put an end point, say 2, initial, because it just thinks it's x, or I just programmed it to think it's x. So 1 times x is x, and x to the power of 1 is x. There we go, all is fine, read only, and calculate 1.5, which is correct, because if we raise this to 2 and then divide by 2, so now we got 2 squared, which is 4, divided by 2, which is 2, 1 squared, which is 1, divided by 2, which is half, and then 2 minus half is 1.5. And this works with a range of values. Just keep that as 1. Look at that! Look at it, it's beautiful. My beautiful program. The other one, the summation program, took me weeks to do, learning which loop I had to do correctly and how to store it. This one, you don't have to do too much in the way of looping. Actually, no looping. But I decided in this program not to show the working out, which is probably why. But you could do showing the working out. So if we go into the code, calculate. This one I declared the variables slightly differently. I just put commas because they were all going to be the same. So we got A, B, N, M, answer to A, answer to B, answer to integral. So the answer to the integral would be the answer to B minus the answer to A. And if we remember how we do integrals, ignore this, just look at what I've written. So we have M, a number, times B, so M would be this part, and B would be here, and A would be this part, and this is going to be N, and to do an integral, so an integral is M times B to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 minus M times A to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So if we go to the code, and by simple substitution, we know that this would equal M times B to the power of n plus 1 minus A to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, and by simple multiplication and division we can easily just take out this b to the power of n plus 1 and a to the power of n plus 1. Same thing over here, we can just take out this, then we're just left with m divided by n plus 1 multiplied by b to the power of n plus 1. It can be kind of hard to show to the power of in Visual Basic, so first of all, these are the conditionals. This is the reset. I put comments in this one. These are the conditional statements that set to initial values, except for this one, which is the end. Put an endpoint through a message box. Here we get our values, a, b, m, n, and I did it in the same way as this one. And then, do maths, I can't explain in the comments. This is the stuff I talked about with integrals just now and in the past few episodes. Actually, just one episode. So, these are simple integrals. So, m divided by n plus 1 times a to the power of n plus 1. So that is literally, so that line just here is just this, but we're going to put a there instead of b, and then this line just here is exactly this, and then we store them in the answer to a and the answer to b, and then we just do the integral, which is we do the answer to a minus the answer to the answer to b minus the answer to a to get the answer, and then we just display the answer. Let's get rid of this. So there we go. I am working on a matrix program, but it doesn't exactly seem to be working. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, and goodbye.